तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ओम तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमंगलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we were reading the conversations of 9th November 1884. But before giving the conversations, Master Masha has given some reflections of his own on what Sri Ramakrishna has talked on the previous occasion and what Sri Ramakrishna had been teaching and what Sri Ramakrishna has been behaving. In the original Bengali, and it has been omitted in English. So that day we did not read that, but some of the listeners have requested me to please read that also in the class. So it is better. It's a quite a long passage, and so it is in Bengali. I will try to make it in English and tell you. So the Bengali is page 697. 4, no, that is all right. 697. Navam Parichet. So, on the 9th October, before evening, Mani is the name assumed by Master Masha. In order to keep himself hidden, he has gone on assuming many names during the narration of Gospel. One of them is Mani. So before evening, Mani, that is Master Masha, is walking and thinking. He is just strolling and thinking. Willed by Rama or by Rama's will. This is very nice. So that he has heard on the previous day in detail, and we know that we were. So for everything, good or bad apparently, he said by Rama's will it happened. So that Thakur had told that story. So that Master Masha is remembering and giving his own thoughts or reflections on what it implies. The quarrel between predestination and free will, liberty and necessity, all this is vanishing here. I was caught by the robbers by Rama's will, and I am smoking by Rama's will. I am committing robbery by Rama's will. I was caught by the police by Rama's will. I have become a sannyasi by Rama's will. I am praying, "Oh my Lord, don't give me bad mind, don't make me commit robbery. This also is by Rama's will. So, good desires, bad desires are being given by Rama, by him, by God. But there is some point there. Why should he give bad desire? Why will he give the desire to commit robbery? In reply to this, Thakur tells this. Example, as within animals, he has created tigers, lions, snakes. Amidst trees, he has created the poisonous trees. Similarly, amidst men, he has created thieves, robbers. Why he has done? Why he is doing? Who can tell? Who can understand God? But if he is doing everything, then sense of responsibility goes away. But how will it go? Why will it go? Unless I know God, unless I have not seen him, this Rama's will, this type of consciousness does not come at all. The consciousness does not take this form that it is everything by Rama's will, unless we have seen that Rama, unless we have known that Rama, unless we have seen God, unless we have known God. What happens before that? Unless we have obtained God, unless until we have realized God, now and then this consciousness arises that everything was Rama's will. But again it disappears. We forget it. It happens. We do forget it. Until we have perfect faith, till then the consciousness of virtue and sin, sense of responsibility will remain, definitely will remain. Thakur has explained that also, how Rama's Ichcha functions. He has explained that the parrot, like the parrot, if you go on uttering Rama's will by your mouth, it will not do. Unless you know God, unless your will becomes one with Rama's will, till then consciousness does not fully, neatly take the form of Rama's will. Unless my will gets dissolved in his will, until I am only an instrument this awareness arises. Till then, virtue and vice, pleasure and pain, holy and unholy, clean or dirty, good and bad, this sense he has kept. He gives the sense of responsibility in us. Otherwise, how will his Maya sansar go on? That is the conclusion like this on this topic. That is, world has to go on. Thakur told that the granny does not want everybody to touch her. Let the play go on. Now, another thought has come in Master Masha's mind. This is all about Rama's will. Then next thought. The more I think about Thakur's devotion, the more I am stunned. Keshav takes the name of Hari. Keshav thinks of God. That's all. Immediately he rushed to go to Keshav. And Keshav became his own man. Then captain's talk he did not listen. Captain had asked him why you should go to Keshav. Captain had told him that Keshav went to foreign countries, Keshav mixed with the foreigners, and Keshav had given in marriage his daughter. In a caste different from his. That is main objection. Not age, that is the Brahmo's quarrel. But in captain's mind, the crime is that, fault is that he has married his daughter in a different caste. So, captain is representing the orthodox views. All this talk washed out in the minds of Thakur because Keshav takes God's name and Keshav thinks of God. So all this is washed out and Thakur rushed to go to Keshav. Master Masha gives an illustration. Let me eat the berries. You know, the berries plant has lot of thorns around that. So, let me eat the berries. Why should I think of the thorns? No, by the thread of bhakti, those who believe in sakar with form, those who do not believe in forms, all become one because of love for God. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, all become one. All the four castes within Hindus become one. So, victory to this bhakti. How Thakur behaves, that much is thinking. Glory be to Sri Ramakrishna. Victory is yours. Sri Ramakrishna's victory. Now this idea was inherent in the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. This universal idea, and you have lived it again. You have shown in your life again. You have embodied it in your life. And that is why it appears that there is so much attraction for you. So much attraction. All people of all religions you are embracing. Without any distinction, as if they are your close relatives. We have only one criteria, that is devotion. You only see whether inside love for God is there or not, devotion is there or not. If that be there, then it becomes your very own. If there is devotion in a Hindu, if you see devotion in a Hindu, immediately he is your very own. If you see devotion for Allah in a Mohammedan, he also becomes your close relative. You are telling, no, in between I'm still lying. If Muslims have devotion for Allah, he also becomes your own. If Christians have devotion for Jesus, he also becomes your close relative. You have been telling different rivers from different directions, all fall into the one ocean. The goal of all of them is only that ocean. Now, another aspect, because of this devotion. Thakur is not telling that the world is like a dream. He is telling that if you don't consider the world, then the weight will become less. That means it is not the theory of Maya. It is the qualified monism. We have discussed the difference also that day. It is after realizing God. Why? It is qualified monism that the beings and the world, he is not saying that they are totally false. That it is only a creation of the mind that he is not telling. God is true, and so man is also true, the world is also true. So the Brahman is true, qualified by the beings and the world. If we eliminate the seed and the shell, then the weight of the bell fruit becomes less. I have heard from him, no, here by him is not there. I have heard that the whole universe is in the space within the heart, the space made of consciousness. क्लास चल रही है. The space made of consciousness.
Hello.
The space made of consciousness. In that, this whole universe is appearing and in time disappearing. Like in a great ocean, a wave rises and after some time disappears. Now this is the waters of the ocean of bliss. Infinite are the waves there. Where is the beginning of these waves? Where is the end of these waves? Nobody can tell it by mouth. Nobody can conceive in the mind how small is a man, how small is his intellect. I have heard that the great people or sages enter into samadhi and through that they see the Supreme Being. That Hari, that God, who is always doing Leela play, they directly realize Him. I have heard this, and then he says, sure, they are doing like that because Thakur is also telling like that, but not by these eyes made of leather. It seems that by those eyes, which are called the divine eyes, by such eyes they see. By that divine eyes, Arjun saw the form of the universal Lord. By those divine eyes, by which the sages experienced their own selves, that divine eyes by which the Lord Jesus always used to see his Father in heaven. How will one get those eyes? By Thakur's mouth I have heard that if you are yearning, you will get those eyes. Now, how that yearning will come now? For that, does one have to renounce the world? But that also Thakur did not say. So this is the Master Macha's reflection. And it is all very clear. And after that, he has started reporting the situation and the conversation. So we now proceed to that point of conversation, after which we had read on Saturday. We had stopped at a subheading in the Bengali book on page 703 and English page 6. Where? Bhakti Yoga, Rag Bhakti. Oh, faith. Oh, beginning of the page. English, beginning of the page 660. The subheading is not given, but at the top of English page 660. Is there anything that is impossible for faith? So the previous running topic was that total surrender. If one boy catches his father's hand, he may by mistake leave it and fall. But if father catches his hand, he is very safe. After that, he is telling, is there anything that is impossible for faith? Thakur is telling now. And a true devotee has faith in everything. Everything means the formless reality, God with forms, Rama, Krishna, and also the Divine Mother. So, a true devotee has faith in all of them. Not only one particular deity. True devotee. Once while going to Kamarpukur, I was overtaken by a storm. I was in the middle of a big meadow. The place was haunted by robbers. I began to repeat the names of all the deities. Rama, Krishna and the goddess. I also repeated the names of Hanuman. I chanted the name of them all. What does that mean? So is it the lack of any faith in a particular deity that I did like that? Let me tell you, while the servant is counting out the money to purchase supplies, he says 3 pennies are for potatoes, these for eggplants, these for fish. He counts the money separately, but after the list is completed, he puts the coins together. So Thakur has taken different names, but inside his mind it is only one God. A beautiful example he has given. When one develops love of God, one likes to talk only of God. That is the test of love. If you love a person, you love to talk and hear about him. A worldly person's mouth waters while he talks about his son due to attachment and love for the son, his own son. If someone praises his son, he will at once say to the boy, go and get some water for your uncle to wash his feet. So he is melted immediately because he has praised his son. So like that, if anyone talks of God, then the devotee likes it. and is ready to serve him. Those who love pigeons are highly pleased if you praise pigeons before them. But if you speak ill of pigeons, they will at once exclaim, has anyone in your line for 14 generations ever raised pigeons? Thakur is full of wit and humor, and yet he is explaining most serious, deep thoughts about God. One is stunned to see Sri Ramakrishna's language and examples. It is completely beyond any human conception. How spontaneously he could get all these figures. Sri Ramakrishna now addressed Mahimācharan, who was a householder. Okay. So something specific for the householders would come now. Master, what need is there of renouncing the world altogether? So that topic also was going on. It is enough if you can rid yourself of attachment. Now, this is always Thakur's stop. Those who try to practice find it almost impossible, but it is not impossible. And so Thakur talk always make as if the religion is something very easy and natural. But you must have sadhana. You have to fight the sense organs. So he has equated householder's life as fight from a fort. So the fight is with the sense organs. But actually meaning is that you have to do some sadhana. Living within the fort. Your instinctive, impulsive life is taken care of. Your dire necessities of bodily life is taken care of. It is a great advantage to fight from inside a fort. You get much help from the fort. The world is the place for enjoyment. After enjoying different things, you should give them up one by one. So if you are living the world, then it appears that it is a place for enjoyment. But the sense of enjoyment is not allowed in spiritual life. After enjoying different things, you should give them up one by one. After enjoying, you should give them up one by one. This is called bhoganta. Once I had a desire to put a gold chain around my waist. I obtained one at last and put it on, but I had to take it off immediately. He could not retain gold. That is because of his sadhana practice. Once I ate some onion. While eating it, I discriminated. Oh my, this is onion. Then I moved it to different places in my mouth and at last spat it out. So, Thakur's example is unique, but we have to follow that. We have to follow that ideal. So he turned it in different places in his mouth. That means enough of enjoyment now. So this is a conversation. Now a musician was expected. He was to sing with his party. Sri Ramakrishna asked the devotees every now and then, where is the musician? Mahima is telling, we are quite all right as we are because you are talking and we are listening. Master, no sir, you get this all through the ear. Oh, my talk you will get all through the ear. A devotee outside the room said, the musician has come. Sri Ramakrishna was filled with joy and said, has he? Mats were spread on the floor of the long veranda northeast of the master's room. North, east, opposite to Ganges, northeast. There is a long veranda. Sri Ramakrishna said, sprinkle a little Ganges water on the mats. Many worldly people have sat on them. So, worldly people leave a sanskar even by sitting on a mat. And now we want spiritual sanskaras. So, put some Ganges water there. The ladies of Pari Babu's family, Pari Babu, we have heard about him. Once we had this reference, Pari Mohan Mukherjee. Yarala Purna Pratap. No, the reference is missed. But Pari Babu was a big landlord. The ladies of Pari Babu's family from Bali had come to visit the temples. They wanted to listen to the kirtan, that musician's kirtan. A devotee said to Sri Ramakrishna, these ladies have been inquiring whether there would be any place in the room for them. Can they have seats? The kirtan had already begun. The master said, no. Where is any room here? Let them sit outside. So here the sense conveyed is that they may be from a big rich man's house, but that will not make our arrangement change. Narayan arrived and saluted Sri Ramakrishna. The latter said tenderly, why have you come? Your people at home have beaten you so much. He signed to Baburam to give Narayan something to eat. Narayan entered the master's room. Suddenly, Sri Ramakrishna followed him. He wanted to feed Narayan with his own hands. Afterwards, he returned to the veranda. So he has gone to the room, there something was there, he fed him, and now he has come back. Many devotees were present, including Vijay, Mahimacharan, Narayan, M, and the younger Gopal. Soon, Narayan came back to the veranda and took his seat by the master. So Thakur had given him something to eat and then come back. He has also now come. About 3 o'clock, other arrived. At the sight of him, Sri Ramakrishna appeared excited. The devotee saluted the master and sat on the floor. Sri Ramakrishna beckoned to him to come nearer. There is no distinction of caste or anything in devotees. When the music was over, the gathering of devotees broke up. Some began to stroll in the garden and some went to the temples to watch the evening arati. In the evening, arrangements were made for kirtan inside the master's room. Sri Ramakrishna eagerly asked a devotee to have an extra lamp. The 2 lamps lit the room brightly. One was already there, one was put more. Sri Ramakrishna said to Vijay, "Why are you sitting there? Come nearer to me." This time, the kirtan created an intense atmosphere because we have found the other day the kirtan was not able to make any atmosphere. So this time, the master danced in an ecstasy of joy. The devotees also danced, encircling him. While Vijay was dancing, his cloth dropped. He was unconscious. So when one loses the consciousness of the body, we find the cloth drops automatically. When the music was over, Vijay began to look for his key, which had fallen somewhere. The master said to him with a laugh, "Why bother about it anymore?" He meant that Vijay should have nothing more to do with boxes and keys, because he was already entered ecstasy. Kishori saluted Sri Ramakrishna and was about to take his leave. The master blessed him, touching his chest tenderly, and bade him goodbye. His words were full of love. M and Gopal saluted the master. They too were about to take their leave. He said to them with same affection, "Couldn't you go tomorrow morning?" "You may catch cold at night." So solicitous for all the devotees, M and Gopal decided to spend the night with Sri Ramakrishna. They sat on the floor with a few other devotees. Sri Ramakrishna had had no rest the whole day. The devotees had been with him all the time. He went out for a few moments. Returning in the room, he saw M taking down a song from Ramla. "Master, what are you doing?" M said that he was writing down a song. On being told what the song was, the master remarked that it was rather a long song. M wrote a line or two and then stopped writing. Thakur wanted M to pay attention to what he is talking. Therefore, he said that the song is too long. So M discontinued there, paused there. A little later, Sri Ramakrishna took his supper of farina pudding and 1 or 2 luchis. Farina is sabudana, sago. Farina. suji, rava or suji as it is called, wheat grounded little coarse. And from that, pious like pudding is made. And one or two luchis. A lighted lamp stood on a stand by his side. M sat near him. The master asked if there were any sweets in the room. M had brought some sandesh which he had put on the shelf. So Thakur knew that and so is asking. Sri Ramakrishna asked them to give him a sweet. M searched for the sweets but could not find them. He was embarrassed. They had been given to the devotees. After finishing his supper, Sri Ramakrishna sat on the small coach and M seated himself on the foot rug. The master, talking about Narayana, was overcome with emotion. Master, I saw Narayan today. M, yes, sir. His eyes were moist. When I looked at his face, I felt like weeping. M, Master, the sign of him arouses a mother's love in me, as it were. His relatives beat him at home because he comes here. There is none to defend him. The other day he left his books at Haripada's house and fled to you. So he has found his way. But Master did not like that. Master, it was not good for him to do that. Sri Ramakrishna was silent. After a few minutes he continued, you see, he has much substance in him. Otherwise, how could I be attracted to him even though I was listening to the kirtan at the time? So Thakur is testing. He is listening to kirtan and yet why he was thinking of Narayan? So Narayan must have spiritual qualities in him. That never happened before. Again, Sri Ramakrishna fell silent. A few minutes later, he began to talk. Master, in an ecstatic state, I asked him how he was feeling, Narayana. He just said he was happy. To him, feed him now and then, as parents do their child. So, by that, Narayan will be satisfied. By that, Master will have spiritual elevation. Sri Ramakrishna then spoke about Teja Chandra, another small boy. Master Maharaj, student. Master to him, please ask him what he thinks of me. Achha. He is telling him to ask Teja Chandra what he thinks of me. Does he think of me as a jnani? Or what does he say about me? So, judging Sri Ramakrishna is a big criteria in spiritual understanding. Does he think of me as a jnani? Or what does he say about me? I understand that he is very reticent to Gopal. Ask Teja Chandra to come here Saturdays and Tuesdays to him. Suppose I go to your school and look for some more students of that type. M thought that Sri Ramakrishna wanted to go to his school to see Narayan. He said to the master, "You might as well wait at our home." Master, no, I have something else in mind. I should like to see whether there are other worthwhile boys in this school. So that is the idea. M. Of course you can go. Other visitors come to this school. You can come too. So he is thinking whether it is right or wrong. Other people come to this school, so you can also come to this school. Sri Ramakrishna was smoking. I told you this is like a courtesy. M and Gopal finished their supper. They decided to sleep in the Navat. M again sat on the floor near Sri Ramakrishna. Master to M, there may be some pots and pans in the Navat. Why not sleep here in this room? M, very well, sir. So invited to sleep in Thakur's room, he is happy. It was 11 o'clock at night. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the small coach, resting against a pillow. M sat on the floor. The master was conversing with him. A lamp burnt on a stand near the wall. The master felt great compassion for his devotees. He wanted to bless him by accepting his personal service. So this is not a enjoyment. Thakur knows he is God, and so by serving him, they will have spiritual elevation. That is the only motive. And because they are relatively pure. The master felt great compassion for his devotees. He wanted to bless him by accepting his personal service. Master, my feet ache, please rub them gently. So he is directing, using him for his service so that he will benefit. Master, my feet ache, please rub them gently. M seated on the small coach and took the master's feet on his lap. He stroked them. Now and then Sri Ramakrishna would ask his disciple a question. Master smiling. So he is not yet going to sleep. Master smiling. How did you like today? A conversation? M. Very much indeed. Master smiling. How I spoke about the Emperor Akbar? M. M says it was very nice, very good. Master, repeat it to me. He wants to see that Master Maharaj has correctly, objectively, clearly taken down things of their talk, etc. M. A fakir came to visit Akbar. The emperor was saying his prayers. In his prayers, he was asking God to give him wealth and riches. Thereupon, the fakir was about to leave the room quietly. Later, when the emperor asked him about it, the fakir said, if I must beg, why should I beg of a beggar? So Thakur wants people to beg, but with full conviction. Master, what else did he talk about? That between Fakir and Akbar they talk. Huh? You told us a great deal about saving up for the future. Master smiling. What did I say? M said, as long as a man feels that he must try, he should make an effort. How will you told us about it at Sindhu? Master, what did I say? Master, I want to spoil up time. Master, what did I say? M. As long as a man feels that he must try, he should make an effort. How well you told us about it at Chinti. Responsibility. Master, what did I say? Whether Master has taken it correctly or not. M. M is telling, God takes upon himself complete responsibility for one who hardly depends upon him. That means God is not acting because you are acting. God is Jesus is a spontaneous king. Perhaps find a place for him, Master. No, that is not quite to the point. I said that the child doesn't fall if the father leads him and broke his arm. You stop here. Eh? Okay, we shall pick up from here tomorrow. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiredhitam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadasatam Bhui Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.